and good evening, and welcome to another week in our garden. Now we are very late in the evening to what we normally are when we're videoing. That's because the farmer in the field at the bottom of us has been cutting his hay today, and it's been very noisy with the tractors, so we've had to wait until he'd finished and the insects had flown away a bit before we started filming. Now what we're going to do, because we're so late, is really a walk up the garden to show you the results of this terrible weather we've been having. But we're actually going to start down here at the greenhouse site just to show you the progress. I have managed to do a little bit. I've actually put the pad down what the greenhouse is going to stand on. It will be a brick wall with the greenhouse stood on top. So I'll just show you what we've got. This is the base for the greenhouse. The little wall is actually a footing wall. So we'll actually build the wall on top of that, then put the greenhouse on top. The only way I could do it was to do it in pads between storms, but we got it done eventually. Now that's how far we've got with actually the building of the greenhouse. I have got the barge boards for this top there in the shed. I'm painting them now. It's going to be a lovely grey colour, I do believe. And I've got 2 of the 4 doors that have been given to me ready to fit. So we're doing quite well at the moment. Let's go and have a look at the garden after all this wet weather. This is plot D that has the outdoor tomatoes on. As you can see, they're looking a bit sad, but they are picking up. Now I've actually given them a drench of Epsom salts, and I've left it so I've just this line to do here, so I can show you how I drench the tomatoes with Epsom. This is the Epsom salts we're using. Comes from France actually. A lot of the instructions are in French and all sorts of languages, but it is in English as well, so it's quite easy to follow. Now the tomato plants on this side of the path have done a little bit better than these. I think these have got more wind on them on this side, but they've been a little bit protected, so they're not too bad. They are recovering slowly. Now there is a scoop inside the Epsom salts, and I use 1 scoop per gallon of water, and I found that it takes quite a while to mix it, so you have to agitate it for quite some time, so if you finish up like sugar crystals in the bottom of the watering can that haven't dissolved. So I did actually stir it a lot. What I do is I just drench the plant itself, the whole plant, give it a good drench. And then what's left I just tip onto the roots. There you are. I did that to all the tomatoes. That's the 2nd dose it's had. They had a dose 10 days ago. I shall leave it now because it's going to be hot weather tomorrow, and probably after the weekend when the soil is beginning to really dry out, I'll give them a really good feed, and that should get them up and running again, providing we don't have too much wet weather again. Now the sweet peas have put on a lot of growth, and now they're just beginning to flower, and they smell absolutely beautiful, and when it drifts across the garden it's lovely. The sunflowers behind me, these are sunflowers that we put in. We chose this one because it only got up to 2 foot, but obviously the rain's drawn them up. I see one has actually broke off, so I'll have to cut that and try and get several flowers from below. But they're nice, but they're more than 2 foot. Now the squashes on the frame are now just starting to shoot a little bit more. They've hardly done anything while it's been raining, but now it's getting the sun on them a little bit. They're all starting to grow up a little, so hopefully we'll have these on the frame in no time. The sweet corn has suffered a little with it. I will, looking at it, this will be the next piece of ground that the Epsom salts will go on to try and green them up a little and get them going. The pumpkins, what we've got left is still going. We've lost 1, 2, 3, we've lost 4 in the rain, but these will make the numbers up. They're soon picking up once they get going. The peppers have not moved at all in the wet weather, but they'll soon start and shoot. Now they're getting some sun on them. Same with the courgettes, they've hardly moved at all, but now they've got some sun, I'm expecting them to grow very fast. We're down on plot C now. This is the potato plot, and I'm absolutely amazed with these potatoes. We've had 2 potato blight warnings. We've been down here 2 or 3 times a day looking at them and worrying, and they seem to have got through it. It's early days yet, but if I show you, they look superb. There you are, they really have come through nicely. I'm so pleased with these. Now the early potatoes that are in the frame behind me, we'll harvest those tomorrow. We will film for next week to show you how many we harvested. And then I want to take some of that soil out and revamp it, if you like, ready for the carrots. But I need the soil out, so it's going to be quite a job. Plot B, which is the brassica plot this year, has took quite a beating from the rain. It's actually brought a lot of the cabbages on faster than I really wanted. And the cauliflowers that we had in here, very, very disappointed. They all blew. I left one to show you. I've left this to show you how the cauliflowers have fared this year. That is very, very bad. I think it was the early warmth and then the cold spell and all the rain, and it really upset them. They all blew. Now the calabrese in this tunnel has done very, very well. It's all come up nicely, except for one. We will harvest these tops tomorrow and leave the plants to put a secondary head on. This is the one that's blown. I've checked the roots, there's no cabbage root fly in it or anything. It's just blown, I don't know why. Now the cabbages have really, really enjoyed the rain. These shouldn't be ready till late summer, and look at that, that's nearly ready now. That's ready. Little bit of slug damage, but I expect that with all that wet. Now everything else is coming on beautifully. The Brussels are standing well. The celery has been really enjoying it. It's really put quite a bit of growth on. There is a bit of slug damage, but I believe that the nematodes are staying in the soil, and with it being so wet, the slugs tend to stay on top of the soil. So hopefully this hot weather will now send them underground and the nematodes can do their job. Now the beans and peas are doing well. They've put on a lot of growth with the extra rain, but the flowers are 4 feet off the ground, so instead of 2 feet, so we'll have a crop, but there'll be more in the top layers than there normally will be. I'm expecting these to grow into the roof, and then we'll pick them from the roof. Right, we're outside the fruit cage now. I don't know if you can hear a tractor in the background, but that's because he's mowing the next field now, so they've got to make hay while the sun shines. Now somebody said to me, how do we get into the fruit cage and what does the door look like? Well, here it is. This is the door. It's only a timber door that we made and put mesh on it, and just loop the net around it and tied it on. Quite basic. And now we'll go in and see how the fruit's faring. In the fruit cage, as you can see, the raspberries are doing well. We're picking on every other day at the moment, and they're that many ready, they're actually falling to the floor now. So the ones on the floor we'll give to the chickens. Now the few late flowering raspberries that have survived from the mould damage, I've actually tied in, and I've moved the trap, the raspberry beetle trap, from the ones that are ready to this one now. So, but I need to change the lure. Now we're going to put another lure or pheromone into the raspberry trap. I've taken the bottom off and put it down because that holds a little bit of water, and the raspberry beetle comes in, falls through the mesh, goes in the water, and it can't get out again. So there's a little lid, and then there's a cage what the pheromone or lure goes into. Now that pops into there, you see, like that, and then the lid goes on the top there, and then there's a little bit of water in there. It's got a little bit of soap in it as well, and then that just clips on the bottom like that and locks, and that's it. I always like to put it at the top of the plants. If you think when these are finished growing you'll hardly see this, but that's where the raspberry beetle will be, in the tops. That's ready for when the flowers come on and the beetle starts wanting to lay its eggs in the flower, and then hopefully we'll catch the males, and then the females will obviously not be producing proper eggs. So that's that one little job done. The strawberries are growing very well with all the rain. The downside is we've lost a lot of the fruit to mildew, obviously, with that amount of wet on them. We've got a lot of runners coming off. I've got 20 of the early strawberries into square pots. That should be enough. When the late ones start putting runners out, I should put those into round pots, so I know the difference between the two, and then we'll replant those next year, so they'll thicken the rows up, and then we really will have a good strawberry crop. The gooseberries are doing well. They like the little bit of rain to swell the berries up. Quite a few berries on the floor. I think that's with me hoeing now. The black currants, red currants, white currants are all doing well, swelling up nicely. The blackberries going absolutely berserk, but we'll enjoy those. We have a good crop off those. The blueberries are doing exceptionally well this year. I think they enjoyed all that rain. So I'm sorry it's a bit short this week, but at least you know the progress of the garden after the storm. Now we can get on with growing some stuff and get everything wants weeding, and the garden wants a little bit of attention now. It's been a bit neglected in the rain, but I'll soon get it back squared up for you and be able to see it. So that'll be it for this week. It's nice to not be listening to a tractor all day. It's giving me a headache. So that'll be it for this week. Many thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We do appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you next week, still in this wonderful sunshine. Okay, bye now.